Itachi versus Katakuri. Pretty interesting matchup today. We're going with the two older brothers of their respected verses, with Itachi obviously being Sasuke's older brother, and Katakuri being the older brother of, well, all of Big Mom's kids. So, let's get into it. Let's start off with Katakuri. So, for attack potency, Katakuri upscales from Doflamingo, who was able to fight Gear 4 Luffy. This, of course, means that he should be around island level, as he was definitively stronger than that Gear 4 Luffy, and Luffy had to get stronger in order to best him. So he's 100% island level. Now, that applies to both strength, or attack potency, and durability. Getting into his more ludicrous abilities, we have Future Sight and his special Paramecia, which makes him basically a Logia, and it allows him to mold his body in any way, shape, or form. And while not technically stated, he could be argued to regenerate limbs, like when he fires the grilled mochi. And yeah, also, thanks to his awakening, he can turn the world around him into mochi to give him more ammunition and completely manipulate the environment to his will. Now, getting into speed, he scales massively above post-time skip Luffy, who dodged lights from the Pacifista, and he stated him to be slow. So this obviously puts Katakuri at massively FTL after considering Luffy's gear 2, 4, and multipliers in that order. So, with that out of the way, let us start with our next competitor, Itachi. So, as far as Itachi goes, his attack potency and durability are not great. He should scale to Biju, which can give an output of around island level thanks to their Biju bombs. However, the likelihood of him being able to tank one of these and be relatively fine is highly unlikely, and his durability in that fact is not that great. So, he can be scaled to island level, but what he really excels in is his hacks and versatility. But first, I want to talk about speed. So, for him, he obviously reaches massively FTL. That is because he scales above Haku. Haku obviously being the speed of light, and being beaten by Kid Naruto with a version 0 Cloak of the Nine Tails, whereas Itachi is compared to and even stated to be stronger than Orochimaru, who is able to box a post-time skip 4 Tails Naruto. So the amount of upgrades that Naruto received, and that is still weaker than Itachi, puts him in the massively FTL in the same general area as Katakuri. Now, it's obviously give or take. However, in terms of durability and speed, I would say he scales just under Katakuri in this instance. But let's get into hacks. So, he is a unique member of the Uchiha clan. What does that mean? Well, that means he is busted. Oh my goodness. So, all the things, he has unbearable genjutsu. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but he has intentional genjutsu, he has subtle genjutsu, he can reverse genjutsu, and he can also cast genjutsu through crows. He can dispel his body into crows. He can also clone himself, make those said shadow clones explode. And the big ones we need to watch out for are Amaterasu, which is a black flame, which is extremely hot. I believe in one data book it said it had the ability to burn with the heat of the sun, which is ridiculous. And the Susanoo. So, the Yatamir and the Totsuka Blade are said to have the ability to block any defense, and the ability to seal away any character. And this is evident by his fight with Orochimaru even though that sword stab would not have killed Orochimaru, because the blade hit him and hit his chakra, it completely sealed him away. So, he has the ability to seal, and the Yatamir will obviously be impervious to any attack, as it is stated to be an absolute defense. Also, side note, he might be able to make a walking Susanoo thanks to the fact that he does have an armored Susanoo. He doesn't have a perfect Susanoo. He never achieved that far into it. However, he has not shown the ability to walk, but considering he is able to use the level of the Susanoo above the full body walking Susanoo, it's a general guess. So, with that out of the way, and now that we've broken down our two combatants, let's do one quick little thing, and that is me asking you to subscribe, because I would like that. And it would be really beneficial if I could start doing this and making money from it, because then, once... I sound evil, wow. But, yeah, unironically, it's not about the money. I like doing this, and once I have the ability to make this some sort of career, even a small career, then you guys obviously get better content, and vice versa. So, the more if you subscribe, then you help me, and then I help you by giving you better content and more of it, thanks to me showing actual consistency. Speaking of which, I am at 450 subscribers, so if you want to subscribe now, that's your chance. And once we hit the 500, I have a few special ideas, and one of those I have already announced, and that is a Discord server. I am working on that. Don't you worry, that will be part of the 500 subscriber special. Anyway, let's get back to the fight. So, Katakuri versus Itachi is close, but not. So it depends on how you want to scale certain things. For example, if you want to scale chakra to Haki, typically I don't, because Haki is more of a willpower, and it interacts with things differently. However, they are not relative, but that still it doesn't mean that Itachi is getting negative. It just means that he will have to use his other countermeasures, and it becomes a unique interaction where, like, Katakuri, I would argue, is faster and stronger, but Itachi has much better hacks, and on top of that, the ability to immobilize Genjutsu the ability to use Genjutsu to immobilize Katakuri is a big advantage. The question becomes if Future Sight and Observation Haki can let him beat Genjutsu, if that makes sense. And the question also becomes that if it would screw him over. Because one thing no one talks about is Future Sight is still your sight. So, if Katakuri sees 5 seconds into the future, and Itachi puts him under a Genjutsu 5 seconds, does that mean Katakuri gets put in a Genjutsu 5 seconds earlier? Which would not be good. That would not be very good at all. But anyway, yeah, with that out of the way, and bringing up, I don't know if Genjutsu will be the determining factor. However, Itachi has two ways to kill Katakuri, and that is the Totsuka Blade and Amaterasu. Both of those, I'm pretty sure, are able to put him down. With how hot Amaterasu is stated to be, and the Totsuka Blade being able to seal anything, I believe that he would be able to take him down. However, Itachi does not have great stamina, so if Katakuri would like to beat this, he would most likely need to drain Itachi's stamina to a point where he could capitalize on the fact that he's faster and stronger, because he has no insta-kill win options. It's more of a just straight-up brawl, if that makes sense. Now, I will also say an interesting interaction that we know of. You can rip people out of the Susanoo, thanks to Gaara ripping Madara out through the use of sand. So Katakuri might be able to turn the ground under Itachi into Mochi and pull him out of the Susanoo. And then, in order for Itachi to use his Susanoo, he'll have to start it up again, which will take even more chakra, limiting his stamina even further. However, I do believe that while Katakuri has a decent option to win, it is not as consistent as Itachi. Because the way Itachi's win conditions are Totsuka Blade, Amaterasu, and arguably Genjutsu, due to the fact that if Katakuri gets caught in a Genjutsu, he most likely will have Itachi will have a long enough opportunity to use one of the two options to end him. On top of that, thanks to subtle Genjutsu, he might be able to manipulate Katakuri in ways he doesn't really understand. Like, if Katakuri thinks he turned the entire battlefield into mochi, but he only turned some of it thanks to Itachi's subtle Genjutsu and similar applications, I just think it's more consistent for Itachi to win this bout. And I think that his win options are more likely to play out in a standard battle scenario. But that is just what I think. I would like to hear your guys' opinions on this, and I would like to see what reasons you believe Katakuri would win, and also how Future Sight would interact with Genjutsu. Anyway, I hope you had a good time in this video, and I will see you all later. Peace out.